I'm pleased to have the opportunity to speak with you for a few minutes. Outside of the internal and external communications, I wanted to share a little bit more about myself. Personally, I was born and raised in Rembert, South Carolina, population of approximately 229 individuals. I'm the youngest of four children, and I'm a first generation graduate. I also attended a small state university named Francis Marion in Florence, South Carolina. The population was only 4,000, which is smaller than quite a few high schools here in Georgia. There, I received my bachelor's in both political science and mathematics with the intention of teaching and coaching high school sports. My first job after college was as a high school math teacher and girls softball coach. That's where I originally fell in love with working with people and how passion, love, honesty, and communication help to make a difference in other people. As a year, After a year as a high school teacher and completing graduate school, I moved to Atlanta in 2010, where I worked for the Georgia Department of Labor as a statistical analyst, tracking both UI and economic development data on the heels of the Great Recession. However, I come to you from the Governor's Office of Planning and Budget. There, I oversaw the management of 30 agencies, ultimately responsible for explaining and advocating the needs of those entities behind the scenes. To be effective, I had to learn and understand the details of agency operations in order to understand how budget changes impacted programs when balancing the state's budget. At OPB, the environment was tense, but I learned the importance of communication, training, and collaboration, which I hope to bring to GVRA. You will hear me speak a lot of those attributes because those characteristics are consistent among highly effective agencies that are effective in interfacing with both customers and fellow employees. I'm still learning a lot about GVRA and how important this agency is, and I appreciate everyone helping me get acclimated. From my initial interactions, it's not hard to see that we have some very dedicated people who are focused on our clients and GVRA's mission of employment opportunities for individuals with disabilities. But I also know a lot of you have faced a lot of transition over the past 8 years. I know that I'm the fourth executive director during that time. I also know that this has probably led to some skepticism and questions about me being here. That's okay. I'll be wondering that as well. And because of this, I do not want to bore you with something you've already heard because actions are probably the only things that will turn skepticism into curiosity, then hope, then movement, then accomplishment. However, I do want to share my commitment to earn your trust through honesty, communication, and action. Until then, you should remain skeptical. For others that are wondering what I would like to focus my attention, it's simple. I want to focus on you by empowering you, by also increasing professional development opportunities, improving the client experience, and also streamlining our current operations. Before ending, I want to touch on 3 topics. The first being the Accenture report, the second being COVID-19 impacts on our current budget and operations, and third, the social unrest. As for the Accenture report, I've had the opportunity to read, and you should have received a copy as well. If not, please let me know. We have created a specific email we will share after this communication for your suggestions, input, and feedback. As we move forward, I'm giving careful consideration to every recommendation Accenture has made. However, I do want to stress that the Accenture report is a tool and a guide, and we as a team have to establish our own plan and goals for GVRA's future. I will be relying on your suggestions and feedback to decide how implementation looks for us. In the next 6 months to a year, you'll continue to see changes. You will continue to see an organization that pushes all available resources to the front lines, and you will continue to see an organization that is communicating and focusing on clients by focusing on the needs of you, the employee. As for COVID-19 and the impact on budget and operations, other agencies, just like GVRA, had to pivot suddenly from traditional schedules to promoting teleworking and social distancing while balancing family needs. From everything that I've heard, the agency has done a really good job during that transition. But the question still remains, how will GVRA continue to operate? We're going to follow the directives of the governor's office and best practices recommended by the national and state public health officials. Your safety and the health of our clients will always be the utmost priority in the decisions we make. Your feedback on what you've learned, potential improvements, concerns, and potential issues will help as we examine how and if we can incorporate longer-term teleworking options. As for the social unrest, I know many of the images that surround you may be frustrating and painful. It's no secret that social unrest is dominating the headlines, in some cases at the doorsteps of our communities. I also know that we've made quite a few changes to practice social distancing, and these quick changes can also result in unease or a lack of normalcy in being able to meet people every single day. Because of this, we're going to renew our Employee Assistance Program for FY 2021. We encourage each of you to use this program as it offers various services to include counseling services and additional avenues to talk with someone privately about all the changes and headlines. For those who choose to pursue civic engagement, we want you to stay safe in every possible way. We care about your welfare and the welfare of your families. We also care about the clients and the potential interaction we may have with each as they are our most vulnerable. While we understand if you decide to pursue civic engagement, we do want to emphasize that all of us are part of the GVRA family. And with any family, we will not always agree with the decisions of a family member, but we should respect and consider how our actions may affect our ability to engage with each other, our clients, and the public. You represent GVRA even when you're not physically in the office. Because of this, we will also send out our ethics policy to guide you during these times. Here at GVRA, it is my hope that you know you are appreciated, valued, and heard. A moment ago, I mentioned that we wanted to meet as many of you in person and obtain your feedback. At this time, an in-person meeting may be delayed, but we will be leveraging technology to schedule virtual town halls so I can answer your questions. To help get the dialogue started, we've created a special email inbox where you can direct questions to me. You can email those questions and comments to gvra-executive-director@gvs.ga.gov. Again, that's gvra-executive-director@gvs.ga.gov. If you're skeptical that we will be screening questions, the answer is no. With all changes, we want to make sure we can get you the right answers. As I said before, we're facing challenging times, and I know we can get through them together. I firmly believe we can be a state that others look to. My office door is always open. Thank you, and please don't forget to be awesome today.